We needed something that was Bernalillo County.
I think it was a classic example of grassroots advocacy at its best. People collaborating together for common good. East Mountain residents and South Valley residents, they realized they had a lot more in common than they had differences.
This was a community-driven effort. At the time that it got to the policymakers, the county commissioners, they certainly had spent time with their constituents and knew very, very well that there was a very strong sentiment and that there would be great support for securing open space properties, because everybody knows that while New Mexico has wonderful open spaces, in the more urban areas, the spaces are going to disappear in time.
In 1998, voters in Bernalillo County passed a referendum to procure mill levy funds for the acquisition of open space lands.
We knew that in order to do this program, we were going to have to go to the voters and ask them for approval, but we also knew that we had to have properties that they can touch, feel, and see, that they knew, hey, that's what we wanted.
These residents cared enough and loved enough their communities to say, I want this to be saved for our children, for our posterity into the future, and that's happening.
The Open Space program was launched 10 years after the initial referendum by providing resource-based recreation and environmental education opportunities to the public.
But I think there was more of an emphasis by residents who were concerned with some prime agricultural land in the valley being lost forever, as well as some key choice sweet mountain properties from being lost, and the elected officials at the time decided it was worth that trade-off.
Were those properties that were early on identified, not because there was a reason to sell it, preserve it, it was because they were clearly identified as assets and treasures for the community, well known, well identified long before there was even a program.
If you look back and you see what was purchased and you look at it today, I don't think anybody would ever say you made the wrong choice.
I dare say that over the last 12, 13 years, that plan has been implemented, and I think Open Space is now at the next stage where they want to revisit that strategic plan, see what's been done, cross things off the list, and look ahead to the next 12, 13 years and what needs to be done in that time period.
And I always like to think that the voters at the time that they approved it in the 1990s and then again just a few short years ago, that these residents cared enough and loved enough their communities to say, I want this to be saved for our children, for our posterity into the future, and that's happening, and that's what's really satisfying.
For more information about Bernalillo County open space properties, programs, and events, visit bernco.gov/openspace.